Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Those who are new, welcome to my channel. Today's class, let us see local government. This is a second part of our full lesson called local government. In our last video, we have already discussed about the meaning and concept of a local government in our India. After that, we see the implementation of a local government in our India. After this, we can see the objectives of a local government, and we see functions of a local self-government, sources of the income in local government, and composition of the local government. In the composition of local government, we see the Grama Sabha and Grama Panchayat. In this also we see their functions, their rule and their objectives, how the people are selected in their panchayat area, and what are the major works of panchayat in our India. Now let us move on. In today's class, let us see Taluk Panchayat. Taluk Panchayat or Panchayat Raj Act of 1993 provides an opportunity for the creation of a Taluk Panchayat at Taluk level. We already studied that the village Panchayat at village level, Taluk Panchayat at Taluk level, and Zilla Panchayat at district level. Those are all the governing bodies. The Taluk Panchayat comprises of the members directly elected by the eligible voters. The number of the members in the Taluk Panchayat is based on the population of that Taluk. There is no elected representative for every 12,500 to 15,000 voters. Reservation is provided for SCs and STs. In this area, we see the reservation was provided for SCs, STs, backward communities, and women also. It based on the fifth of the president of Grama Panchayat serves as the member of Taluk Panchayat. The president are chosen through the lottery system. Basically, president is selected through the lottery system. They are nominated on the rotation basis for a period of 1 year. The nominated members have the right to vote and participated in all meetings except those the election of the president and vice president takes place and the no confidence motion is tabled. The term of the Taluk Panchayat and members is 5 years. The term of the Taluk Panchayat is 5 years. They have the right to resign or it can be removed by the government. MLAs and MLCs and MPs of the jurisdiction, it can attend the Taluk Panchayat meeting. Now let us move on. Taluk Panchayat meeting must be held at last once in a 2 month. In case of utmost important special meeting are conducted, the president of Taluk Panchayat presides over the meeting. In his absence, the vice president presides over the meeting. The president and vice president are elected by the Taluk Panchayat members for the term of 5 years. We have already discussed this. Or till their membership cases, whichever is earlier, and standing committees are constituted to bring about the efficiency in administration. The government appointments and executive officer to look after the executive work of the Taluk Panchayat. Taluk Panchayat has certain functions and perform in addition to the functions of local bodies. Those functions are, now let us see, to consolidate the annual plan proposal of the Grama Panchayat and submit to those to the Zilla Panchayat. To implement all the welfare programs suggested to ordered by the Zilla Panchayat or state government. Those are all the important and fruitful information about the Taluk Panchayat. Now let us move on. Zilla Panchayat. Zilla Panchayat are constituted at the district level to look over the administration. Earlier they were called as a district boards, and the members of Zilla Panchayat are directly elected by the peoples. of the district. The total members of the representative is vary from the district to district based on their population. In Kodagu, one member for the 18,000 population. In Chikmagaluru and Uttara Kannada district, one members for 30,000 population. In Bengaluru district, one member for 20,000 population, and other districts and one member for the 35,000 to 45,000 population. In addition to presence of the Taluk Panchayat, MLAs and MLCs and MPs are that district are the members of Zilla Panchayat. They can attend the meeting and vote. Here also we can see that the reservation is provided to the SCs, STs, backward classes, women's, etc. The term of the members is 5 years. Here the term of the member is 5 years. Zilla Panchayat meetings are to be held at last once in a 2 month. One president and one vice president are elected for a term of 5 years, only for the 5 years. The president of Zilla Panchayat is elected as a Adhyaksha. Zilla Adhyaksha presides over the meeting of Zilla Panchayat. In his absence, the vice president will preside over the meeting. The president has power to sanction 1 lakh rupee for relief measures during the period of calamities. When the natural calamities are there, on that time he can give the 1 lakh rupees or he can sanction the 1 lakh rupees to the peoples. It is applicable only for the calamities. 5 standing committees are formed for the efficient administration of Zilla Panchayat. Those Chief Executive Officer CEO equal to the rank of a district commissioner is appointed by the state government to look after the executive works of the Zilla Panchayat. He took part of the Zilla Panchayat and meeting discussions. They have been right to vote. Now let us move on. Zilla Panchayat is like the district government. It has the vast power in the implementation of developmental programs and welfare schemes in district. All the developmental programs and schemes of the government are rotated through the Zilla Panchayat. In addition to those, it has the following functions. Now let us see some functions. Those are to create an atmosphere of mutual trust, confidence and cooperation between Grama Panchayat, Taluk Panchayat and Zilla Panchayat for successful implementation of the government projects and programs. To bring about the coordination among all the departments for the successful implementation of programs and also to supervise such a developmental work. To encourage and provide support for the establishment of cooperation society and cooperative bank, such other cooperative institutions. To execute the work as a direct by the government or the state government. Those are all the functions which are comes under the Zilla Panchayat. Now let us move on. Urban local bodies. There are many towns and cities in our state. Towns and cities are categorized as a urban area. This urban area, the peoples have better facilities of education, health, transport, drinking water, sanitation and entertainment. At the same time, there are many problems are in the urban areas. In order to solve the problems of urban area and to provide a good government and urban local self-government or the urban local bodies are set up, those are the 3 types of urban local bodies. Those are the first one is city corporation, Mahanagara Palike, major cities. Second one is town municipalities or city municipalities, town and cities. Third one is containment area under the control of defense. Now let us move on. The state government has power to declare a particular area as a city or town on the basis of certain factors like population, their income, etc. Those urban local bodies have many functions. Those functions are to prepare budget and get the approval of the council, to look after the overall administration of the town or city, to prepare a good town and planning system and implement it, to provide good road transportation, water supply, electricity, education, market and health facilities, to maintain the cleanliness by providing a good sewage system and disposal of the urban waste, granting permission to build structure and maintenance of local body buildings and properties, registration of birth and death, to provide park and sports and entertainment facilities, to improve the living condition in a slum area by providing facilities, to establish orphanage, old age homes, beggars colonies, juvenile homes and child welfare center, to undertake and construct of a swimming pool, stadium, museum, bus station, reading room facilities, public libraries, veterinary hospitals, theatre of the cultural programs, wholesale market yard and crematorium, to a plan for a rainwater harvesting, to encourage cultural activities, to undertake measures for the improvement or the progress of backward classes and weaker sections, to encourage and undertake such a measures which can help to maintain the greenery, cleanliness, beauty of the towns or the cities. Those are all the functions of urban local bodies. Now let us move on. Sources of the income. In order to bring about the development and progress of this area means urban area, and also to implement various plans and projects, and the urban local bodies require the funds. Urban local bodies want some funds. Two main sources of the income are from the taxes and to collected on buildings, vacant sites, shops, vending cart, etc. In addition to they collected rent from the buildings of local bodies, rented out of the office, market yard, shop and town halls, etc. The water sees, market sees, etc. and on the entertainment house yield revenue and grant they will provided the state government to help the local bodies in undertake welfare measures. The composition of urban local bodies. Now let us see the composition of urban local bodies. Town municipalities and municipal corporation. An urban area is classified as a town or city on the basis of their population. An area with a population between 20,000 to 50,000 is considered as a town. Town municipality is governing bodies of this area. Similarly, an area with a population between 50 to 50,000 to 3 lakh is considered as a city. The governing bodies of that area is called as a city municipalities. City municipality, the governing bodies of town municipality and city municipalities, they have elected representative called councillors, and the councillors are elected representative and they are directly elected by the peoples of that town or city. The number of the councillor are vary from one place to another place depending upon the population of that area. In the town municipalities, the number of the councillors are between 23 and 27, whereas in the city municipalities the number is between the 31 to 37 based on the state government nominated the 5 members who have a good experience and knowledge in the municipal and administration. Those nominated members are taken the part in the debate and discussion of that council. The meeting of that they have no right to vote. The local MLAs, MLCs and MPs they can also attend the council meeting and vote there. SCs, STs and backward classes and women are provided the reservation. In this area also we see the reservation facility is available. As per the rules in those local bodies, the president and vice president are a head of the local bodies. They are elected by the councillors and presides over the council and meeting. It was a smooth, it helped to smooth functioning of that local bodies. In absence of the president, the vice president looks after the functions and terms of the urban local bodies in a 5 year. The term of the local bodies are 5 years. Under certain special circumstances, the state government has power to extend the term for 4 standing committees and constituted for the smooth and efficient administration of the local bodies. The chief officer is administrative officer of municipal bodies. He appointed by the government and he look after the entire executive work of municipalities besides he providing the necessary information to the council. Now let us move on. The city corporation or Mahanagara Palike. The city corporation or Mahanagara Palike are constituted as per the Karnataka's Municipal Corporation Act. In the year 1976, the city corporation or the Mahanagara Palike are formed in the area with more than 2 lakh population and their income is more than 1 crore. The members of this city corporation is called as a corporators. The number of the corporators in the corporation is decided based on their population. The number of the corporation should be not generally be less than 30 and not more than 100, and the state government decided the size of the corporation. There are the 10 cities corporation and those are the Brahat Mahanagara Palike in Karnataka. Those are the Mysuru, Hubballi, Dharwad, Ballari, Belagavi, Kalaburgi, Davangere, Mangaluru, Shivamogga, Tumkuru, Vijayapura and Bengaluru. City Corporation is called as a Brahat Bengaluru Mahanagara Palike BBMP. There are 198 corporators in BBMP. BBMP means Bengaluru Mahanagara Brahat Bengaluru Mahanagara Palike. Now let us move on. City is divided into a smaller electoral division called ward. One corporator is elected from each ward. The corporator are directly elected by the population of this city. The certain seats are reserved to the SCs, STs, backward classes and women. Besides the elected members, the state government nominated the 5 members possessing the good experience and knowledge in town planning, health, education, municipal administration. The 5 nominated members can be part in the corporation and the council of the meeting, but they have no right to vote. The MLAs, MLCs and MPs representing the area, when they also attend the meeting of the corporation, the council and vote. The term of the corporators is 5 years and the term can be extended up into the 1 year by the state government depending upon the circumstances. The mayor and the deputy mayor are the leader of the corporation. They are elected by the corporators. Their term of office is 1 year. The mayor presides over the corporation meeting. He or she take measures to implement the decision of the council of meeting. He or she establish the control over executive work of corporation. The standing committee are set up to bring about the efficiency in administration and also to assist mayor. The commissioner is the real executive of the city corporation. Generally he is a IAS officer. IAS means Indian Administrative Service, a cadre. He is appointed by the state government for the term of 3 years. He participated in the council meeting and provide the required information to the council, and he implemented and decide of the decisions of the council, and he assists the mayor in preparing the budget and also execute the function of a corporation. Those are all about the urban local self-government. Thank you for watching this.